It's been almost 30 years since I took refuge and bodhisattva vows with Tulku Thondup. I would go to the apartment he shared with his wife, Lydia, and sit there for hours to be in his presence, sometimes hardly saying a word. Especially at the beginning, we would often sit in silence for long stretches. Like me, many people considered him to be their great friend, teacher, parent, or confidant. In every instance, he gave 100% all the time. Of course, it's only natural to feel sadness over the loss of Tulku's physical presence. However, he left us an enormous body of work with all the tools and instructions we need. These instructions are precise, they're not hidden, and they're always available. They also embody the highest Buddhist teachings in the simplest language, which itself is extraordinary. I still feel Tulku Thondup's presence every day. To me, the joyfulness he embodied and shared leaves little room for sadness. He was truly a hidden Buddha living in Cambridge, Massachusetts. It's most extraordinary. Lydia, you were going to say a few words?
Yes, I want to follow up on your point, Michael, about Dulku's joy, his devotional joy, because that's how he lived and that's how he died. 2 years ago today, Tulku was in the ICU after two cardiac arrests. He had been very ill for a long time, but it was his decision to leave. Because at the visitor closing time, the doctor had told me that he was stable. But some hours later, they called to say that his heart was inexplicably slowing down. And so when I arrived back in the ICU, that's what it was. It was getting slower and slower. And I gently put my hand on his. And even though he was intubated and sedated, I heard him say, no. I understood immediately that he had decided to go and that he didn't want to be pulled back by emotional ties. So I removed my hand. And he had a marvelous place to go to. As he wrote in his testaments, he was going straight to Devachen, Amitabha Buddha's Pure Land. He wrote that he didn't want to hang around in Tukdam meditating in the body. He didn't want swift rebirth prayers in case they obliged him to return here prematurely. He just wanted to get right to work in Devachen, helping as many beings as possible through his wisdom body. And so the time arrived for his last breath. And then an amazing expression of just transcendent joy just blossomed across his face. It was radiant, it was glorious, it was beautiful, and nothing could hide it. Not the sedation, not the breathing tube, the whirring machines, nothing. And I sensed that he was being embraced by the blessed ones of the Pure Land. And that look remained on his kudung, his sacred body. I recognized that look on his face. It was the same look of ecstasy that I had seen many times as he lay on his couch communing with the Buddhas. At the house, he would sit down on the couch and gaze adoringly at the statues in our shrine. He would be receiving blessings, merging his mind, and sharing the blessings with all beings over and over all day long. And when people came to the house to do prostrations to him, he would motion to the shrine and have them do prostrations to the shrine. All the statues to him had all the love, wisdom, and power of living, breathing Buddhas. His devotion was fervent. He was passionately in love with the Buddhas, and the immense joy of his devotion made all challenges seem like nothing. When he had a stroke, as we were sitting down to dinner, half his face fell and he couldn't speak, not a word. But he was still smiling with half his face when the ambulance crew arrived. And overnight at the hospital, a few words started to come back slowly, slowly, but he could not remember any long prayers, only short little mantras. But instead of being sad, he was so excited and happy to be able to pronounce even a few of those sacred syllables. So really, no calamity, not even death, could ever put a dent into his devotional joy. And devotional joy is also what he taught. As many of you know, he believed that we could become completely realized by the power of devotion. So, in closing, I thought I would read from a note that I found on his computer that he left for me. He didn't even tell me he left it because he left me testaments. Um, but I think it speaks to all of us about the celebratory, devotional, joyful mindset that he adopted and wanted all of us to. So just read a paragraph. My most joyful Lydia, if you can afford, you must try to spend the rest of your time and energy of life to the practice of Dharma by thinking, singing, and feeling, enjoying the presence of the unconditional love, all-knowing wisdom, and the boundless power of the Buddha, Amitabha Buddha and Guru Rinpoche, with an ocean of their blessed manifestations again and again, whenever you like and you can. Whenever you can, imagine with all sentient beings that you are chanting their prayers and mantras with the greatest joyful devotion, filling the minds and bodies of all the beings and the whole universe. Imagine that all are praying and celebrating boundlessly with the most sweet voices and the most beautiful blossoming smiles forever and ever. Then unite in and rest in such a state of devotional blessing energies. And imagine and believe that you and all are enjoying the blessings. And so it is my fervent hope for all of us that we can all reunite with Tulku at the feet of Amitabha Buddha and Guru Rinpoche in the Pure Land and have one big, gigantic, joyful, devotional celebration.
Thank you, Lydia. Now we're going to listen to a 30-minute video where Tulku offers meditation advice to a student who is preparing for a week-long retreat.
Having the thought, feeling, intention, and the determination of practice, Dharma practice, and the feeling of that kind of inspiration, not just ideas, concepts, not just the popular ideas kind of thing, but some sort of conviction from the heart, rising from the heart. Oh, I want to practice. I will practice. How wonderful it is. It is wonderful to practice. So really we'll get some true meaning, true feeling, true convictions. And so thinking that way, feeling that way, and following that way, I think it's very, very important. Then whatever practice you do, that doesn't really, in a way, matter. But wanting to practice, that is like developing bodhicitta, means what? Wanting to bring Buddhahood for all sentient beings. And as we know, Buddhahood, the bodhicitta is not just good thoughts, kind thoughts, compassionate thoughts. Yes, they are all wonderful, but wanting to bring enlightenment, Buddhahood, not just for me, not only for my loved ones, but for all. And so that kind of some sort of determination developing in our mind, in our heart, is bodhicitta, developing bodhicitta. Bodhicitta has many things, but twofold. One is wanting to develop Buddhahood, and not just for one, two, but for all sentient beings, infinite beings, not just happiness, joy, peace, yes, but ultimate goal, that is Buddhahood. So for all sentient beings, that's one thing. And the ultimate attainment, Buddhahood, that's two things. So if we have that kind of thought, that kind of feeling, and not just idea, not just concepts, but some sort of feeling, awakening from the heart, totalness of the one's thoughts, mind, and everything, some sort of turning, changing, transforming one's own intention, whole intention, complete intention, all developing bodhicitta, developing, attaining Buddhahood for all sentient beings. How wonderful it is, how amazing it is. And so that kind of thought, if we could have, then whatever you do, you're saying doing Guru Rinpoche meditations and saying Guru Rinpoche mantra or Avalokiteshvara and Avalokiteshvara mantra, whatever you do, that doing those details are different, but with quality of, with energy of, with total conviction of, doing meditations, etc., for the sake of all sentient beings, for the sake of attainment, of bringing Buddhahood to all. So if we have that, whatever meditation you are doing will be fine. So that's, I think, the same kind of idea. There's many things. You don't have to, it isn't, yes, you're doing this, doing that number of things, yes, wonderful. But doing that from the depth of the heart, from wholeness of one's own mind and life. It is for 1 day or 2 days or 10 days or whatever. That time, that period, if you could totally dedicate and transform into such ideas, such feelings, and such experience, then whatever you are doing, becoming whole, fully, and the wholeness way, becoming a real meditation. And so if you do that, then whatever you are doing, not just saying, thinking about the presence of Guru Rinpoche in front of you, and think and feel the presence of Guru Rinpoche. See and think and feel Guru Rinpoche's presence, Guru Rinpoche's unconditional love, Guru Rinpoche's all-knowing wisdom, totally, completely. And say prayers, meditations for Guru Rinpoche's blessings, for all sentient beings. For what? For, yes, happiness, peace, joy, etc. But for waking up, every being as Buddhas. So that kind of strong conviction, strong feeling from the depth of the heart. That doesn't matter, it is 1 minute or 10 minutes or 1 hour or a whole day, whole week, whatever. More is better. But, what you are thinking, what you are feeling. There may be many things, many wishes. They're wonderful, but whatever your wish is, from the depth of the heart, fullness of, not just as our Guru says, it is not just words,
Mouthing words.
Mouthing words, kind of thing, just thoughts, ideas, but wholeness. And whatever you are, just so if you're thinking, if you're singing, if you're praying, if you're asking blessings from Guru Rinpoche for all sentient beings, for Buddhahood, ultimate. So all sentient beings, there's no bigger than all sentient beings. And for Buddhahood, there's no better than Buddhahood. So for all sentient beings, to bring peace, joy, etc., but especially Buddhahood. So if you sing, Mohammed and Gurpan and they were singing, but for all sentient beings, for the Buddhahood of all sentient beings, if you're praying for that, if you're singing for that, if you're thinking, feeling that they all are receiving blessings for the ultimate attainments, such as attainment of Buddhahood, that they are all receiving blessings, they all enjoy Guru Rinpoche's blessings, so all becoming Buddhahood, all becoming awakened. So that way, if we can do, then it is whole and it is full and it is pure and perfect. It doesn't have to be, yes, many prayers, many texts, many volumes of texts, saying, praying, etc. More is better, but doesn't have to be. But quality is the most important thing. So that means, yes, as you said first, having some sort of thought and feeling from the depth of your heart, wholeness of your life. Oh, how wonderful this! I have a week. I will completely dedicate to doing prayers and meditations. How wonderful it is! I mean, it is not just some sort of system you're following, but some sort of conviction from the depth of the heart. If you could do that, then of course that will be amazing, wonderful, and that should be doing. And of course you could be doing, 4 periods or something, 1 period Guru Yoga, 1 period Amitabha, 1 period Avalokiteshvara, etc. Or just whole 7 days whenever you can do, whenever you are awake, whenever you are dedicated, to just do Guru Rinpoche or just Avalokiteshvara or just Amitabha. Doesn't matter whichever, whatever, but if it is a quality meditation, if it is from the depth of the heart meditation, if it is a meditation with a joy, totalness of joy from the depth of the heart, joy for what? For not me, my happiness, etc., but joy for doing something for all sentient beings, all mother beings, infinite beings, boundless beings. And so that kind of, then your meditation will be not just only good for yourself and good for a couple of people, etc., but for good for infinite beings, infinitely. And if you read the Sambochot Birmulam, everything is infinite. There is amazing quality about thinking about the infinite Buddha, thinking about the infinite pure lands of infinite Buddha, thinking about the infinite qualities of the Buddhas, and making offerings infinitely, and the infinite offerings become infinite, etc. So that thinking and feeling, opening up our mind, our heart, at a boundless level, infinite level, will bring infinite power, infinite transformation. And so that's why it is saying prayers, thinking good thoughts for all infinite beings. If we could expand our horizon boundlessly, and joy boundlessly, prayers boundlessly, of course that's wonderful. So whenever you can, more is better, more hours is better, but whenever you can, then do this meditation. Sometime you might feel that you're doing meditation for short period. It's better because short periods will bring more energies. Then we become more, too long, you might become too tired, too bored, too spaced out. Mm-hmm. So if that's so, then short periods, focused, quality, mm-hmm. Then little break, rest, and then again. Then sometimes maybe you don't need short the time, short periods, but long time, your energy will become more and more expanded and more boundless. So if that's so, then keep going on for hours and hours, etc. But the bottom line is that kind of joy, that kind of excitement, that kind of openness of your heart, your mind to all sentient beings, every being, infinite being, for the purpose of, to the Buddhas, Guru Rinpoche, and Amitabha Buddha, and infinite Buddhas, Buddha Pure Lands, etc. So expanding and opening in a boundless way. That means your opening up your pure perception boundlessly, your devotion boundlessly, your compassion, loving kindness boundlessly. And that then it will be the merits, the good karmas, the blessings will be boundless too, limitless. And that means doing 1 minute practice would be equal to doing meditation for a long, long time, because of you are expanding, opening your own mind, attitude, and feelings, conviction. So, what I think meditations you do, doing that, see what you want. You could be doing Guru, or you could be doing Guru Yoga, or you could be doing Vajrasattva, or you could be doing Amitabha, you could be doing Avalokiteshvara. Doesn't matter. You could be doing all of this morning, afternoon, evening process, but don't rush. But that when you have a thought, feeling of joy in your mind, of having this time, 1 week time, and that joy is a powerful joy, not just little joy. That kind of feeling you are having, you should utilize that into a practice of boundless joy too. Because there's energy. Use that energy to open. Use the energy to expand. And then, just looking at the face of Guru Rinpoche, immediately you will feel Guru Rinpoche's blessings and Guru Rinpoche's eyes, Guru Rinpoche's beautiful, compassionate, loving eyes looking at you with unconditional love. And when you see Guru Rinpoche's eyes, when you think about Guru Rinpoche's eyes, when you feel Guru Rinpoche's eyes looking at you with unconditional love, with boundless power, blessings, with all-knowing wisdom, that kind of thought, feeling, boundless blessings. If you think that way, feel that way, instantly, the meditation becomes amazingly powerful. It is just almost could be instant, could be almost very simple. But at the same time, instantly, you might be expanding and developing, growing into a boundless, with boundless blessings. And then you can just stay there the whole day. That's all blessings you need. That's all meditations you need. That's all waking up process you need in order to really experience the Guru Rinpoche's blessings, presence. In order to experience the Guru Rinpoche's wisdom, law, power. Guru Rinpoche's wisdom, law, power is wisdom, law, power of all the Buddhas, and that is the wisdom, law, power of the whole universal nature, Buddhahood. And so what the meditation you do is important, and you have to decide teachings that you have, transmissions that you have from all the great lamas. But what really you want to do it depends on your own mind, your own circumstances, and really doesn't matter how. It could be Amitabha Buddha, visualizations and prayers. Om Amitabha He, Om Amitabha He, Om Amitabha He, Om Amitabha He. Visualizing Amitabha, thinking about Amitabha's wisdom, law, power, and praying to Amitabha on behalf of every being, with every being, again, boundless being, with devotion from the hearts of every being. Whole universe is universe of devotion. And sing the mantra quietly, loudly, silently, or loudly, doesn't matter. Sing the prayer, as a sound of, vibration of, opening up our heart, our mind, hearts and minds of every being with the devotion. Total devotion and Amitabha. So if we sing that way, think and feel Amitabha Buddha and his pure lands, infinite qualities of Buddha's pure land, Buddha's presence. And feel and think about boundless energy of waves of devotion. Boundless waves of the sound of devotional energy. Om Amitabha Hari, sound of Amitabha. Om Amitabha Hari. Om Amitabha Hari. Om Amitabha Hari. So, if you doing that kind of meditation with amazing devotion for all sentient beings. That's bodhicitta. And for all sentient beings, that amazing source of merit, the good karma. All impurities of karma we all have will slowly dissolve, will leave no even a trace. So again, what prayers you are saying, how many times you are saying, how many hours you are saying, singing, doing is important, but the quality of how you're singing and saying and the thinking and the feeling and the praying is the quality is the most important. Yeah?
Wow.
Now we're going to recite the Zongcho Monlam, the King of Aspiration prayers for good actions.
Jakar kata Arya Bada Tsarya Ptana Danza Kada Baba Zambo should be Molam Ji Jerbo Pogba Jakbar Shonur Jerbala Shain Salo Chenye Soda Shubji Jitana Tisa Shaba Mei Sangi Gan Dake Male Teda Tamchela Leda Ngaye Tawe Shavji Zambu should be Mola Toda Ge Java Tamche Yeji Ngonsa Jingi Danya Lira Abdabai Jerva Kanla Abdu Shumza Duksi Tana Danya Sanye Nam Sanye Seje Vena Shikba Titar Shuje Yana Male Batamche Jerva Take Kawarm Ketang Abba Maze Jamsa Nayanje Allah Jamsud Yerva Kenje Yonda Rabja Chan Devara Shaba Tamche Dakitu Meto Tamba Chawa Tamba Da Sunya Namda Shikba Dimch Marmen Chokda Depu Tamba Ye Yerva Teta Alanan Chubaji Nabza Tamba Namda Trimcho Da Sheme Parma Nyam Goodbye, Chatbara, Pape, Chokan, Ye, Jerva, Teta, Lana, Chabai, Chapa, Kana, Lame, Yacheva, Teta, Jerva, Nam, Zambu, Shula, Tabi, Topta, Ge, Jerva, Kana, Chamsar, Chabai, Dosha, Jeda, Tama, Wangin, Lida, Gada, Tipje, Dukba dake jiba chimchi ba teta tamchib dake soso sha shubchi yarwa kanda sanje tiran yar namda lobdam Drua kenji sonam golaya teta kenji chisu dayara kana shubchi jite drumana shachurambar sanje macha Gombo de da da ke tam che la kolo la na me ba ko ku yangan da to ka je de da kun la pen jam de vi chi ka ba shen ge de nye shi ba ya da ke tam mo ra je so wa ji chom sa ra ba dam cho chan sha ba dan ji se ya ra ko ja ge ba chong za da ke che sa ba Cha che shen ngo di bi san ye nam da shou che ye ji ten don la ka jen chen Kaya mapshin tetara myepa samjo sha chivaram bara sanje sha chukka kali shanam chinyepa teta jeshe yonsu tabar sha chiv shanwa tosha jarva to shanye kinji pya kongore shup shupje senche kana chinyepa teta tata nanme devar Ruwa kenye cheche tonam ne tenbe cheche reva drupara shu shaje shila dana va tende keva tenbe ye tsira kende chepo keva na dada dana rabda chawara shu yerva kenye chese lobjir de sambo sheba yonso so Sırm şöba deme yonda bar tadı manyeme köme şöba şu hay kadala dan öce kan çırvam dağda mı kan Rova kenye kan çözem batam Gönlü daki çiğden du tışa baro çınlar apsınca şacı senden ayacın Duba kana madaba java da da mala yonsu chama shu da nyan mo de je nam le troja jiten rowana chudra pan mo chim cha pa je da nam ga to wa me ter she ge chon na shon nam che zam bar nga so dan che Ngô Tà La Đê Kinh Trần Đô Tham Chê La Nê Pan Bê Chê Sàng Chê Chê Ba Yong Sư Dốc Chê Chê Chô Đam Thân Bê Rê Chê Sàng Bồ Chê Ba Đà Nê Rạp Tê Chê Mao Kar Ba Kinh Đê Chê Sô Bô Rê Kam Chê Ba Tê Đà Đà Nê Đà Đê Chê Ba Rê Chê Đà Đà Kinh Nô Nô Sân Chê 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 Ba Đà Đà Mô Nô Chê Dola Panbaranda Beta Boda Sambo Shabarab de Dhamma Sanyi Siji Korvin Gombo Na Wagan Tata Dagi Javada Mount Karva Kanda Mukyo Teta Layam Chaba Jeshu Javana Jitan Be Chunda Yasha Shaba Kanda Nawa Sambo Shaba Number Shaba Mazan Tabdan Shirab Yunda Kanye Mazan Toshi Dona Durnya Sangan Sangye Samje Maja Sangye Nam Sangye Tija Wen Avjiba Sangye Shaba Jojan Tawa Jida Male Tamche Shusaya Tasam Chola Tirsam Sangye Sangye Jamsa Jonam Jamsa Dan Karva Jamsa Maj So Shayan La Jam to the Gaji Java Kaya La Namdaba Trova Kanye Samba Chishaya Sanye Sola Tada Jibarji Tisum Shabi Java Tamche Kulu Sanamara de Kurwai Teta Kaya Soya Mesala Dove Togi Mo Karva Tamje Jibaya Kaji Segi Dajan Jibarji Karva Tisum Sade Da Kachi Chashi Jine Jibar Tisam Shaba Me Sangi Gan Teta Kachi Shila Dagi Ada Teta Kene Shoyer La Jimmer Jive Nam Tato Jij Aya Tisum Yak Shanku Ba Teta Doshi Tanda Ngamba Teta Mare Shonam Tamje Gan Yeva Taka Shonam Kola Jik Aya Mapcha Jide Dharmanam Teta Rambara Sanja Kolo Dibarab de Jimda Gumbo Kanye Tondo Dam Cheo Danyare Zemder Tom Nam Da Kane Goye Dabe Tom Nam Da Kandayon Da Shabir Tom Nam Da Kan Chamba Da Geto Kane Gavi Sonama Top Da Da Shaba Meba Kirve Yeshid Shirab Dab Da Da Top Da Gir Shanshuk Tom Na Yan Da Dab Ye Tom Nam Da Yon more Tom Nam Kandan The Kia Tom Nam Tumera Shia Sambo Shabi Tom No Zobaji Shanan Yam So Number tâm trên giảm số tăng nợ nằm bờ rồi chúng hành giảm số rau tăng tổng chế trái chế giảm số rau tự tổ chế ba giảm số nằm bờ tập chế trái món ăn giảm số yếu số tổ bờ chế anh ấy giảm số nằm tự chế trái cả ba giảm số mà chế Sāṅ sābhya yavāya sāṅ sābhya māna chabdhāna Sāṅ sābhya sāṅ sāṅ ne dāgāṅ dāgāṅ māre sōpa Yavā kañya sācī tavā pākaṅga māna kaṅda sāṅ sācī Kibā yadāṅ sāṅpara sābhya shikavā tathā tam chirāt Tithāṅgā tāya jnānam tāśā shabhānam tāśā namayon tāpa Ngavā sāmbhā kibā chandrāvā chandrā tāśā tithāṅ sāmbhare Kane kavā sāmbhā shabhya chandrāvā jina māna shabhara Māṅ karvā kanda marcya vārate shavā māne sō Shabhā tāna tsaya mārya jayonānām jāṅ sabdham me parsho Shabhā samme pālā nene jāṅ tyatāṅ trvā tam chansar Nam kim tātā kirvā chusam parasam ca mālim tāyāṅ tevjande Shusam nidāṅ yamam tā kirvā mumsake mulam tāyāṅ tesa Shokshi yāṅ tāyī bāri chengyande jāvānam nāpa Ādāma ēdēn chōnān yāśaṅga dānyē karvā pavā Gāngā ngāvē gyarvō dātōne shāśam chokā jīsā rāma shāṅ Āshī sāmyā tāpā kyabā nāma tāmē chokdāndai Gāngā sāpshā mōrāṅ dātā bētinā ngāsō tāmchē pāvār yitinā chokvā ngāmbā pāvāya nāvā phāya tiyāṅ tēnyā Tithāñya pārāñya devār sāmasendayā tithā lāvā Kanda sāmbhō tēyā chandrāvā tithā rāmbhōra matō tevshēnyā Sambhir ngāvō tākya dīpānām kāngkē mēshē vāngir shibā Tēyī sāmbhō shabhā ndavshyo nām yatā mālayō sāpshāvār Ishidān asudān sanām dāritā kato nām dāndat Vidāmartā mābhūtē mētab jitā sambhō kanām chabhāyip Shāshib shāvā chonda tēm yandro sōne sēmjēn pārshartēn Āshir sānyēm golo rabda kudu nām dedān jibā tam chabdir Kāyā sambhō shabhē moram dan shavā tāna tāndu Nām barman bāya sāyīm jē shāshib chōlā samyēm āpshēshīn Chāpara pāvō chatañ khenbā dā kanda sāmbhō tayā tepshīn Titā kañyē shīsīb dālō shē gevā datā tam chē rabd Tisum shabhē gyarvā tam chē jē ngāvā kālāp chotā ngāvā tī Dāka gevī sāvā dākañ yā sāmbhō shīb chē rabd ngāvā Dāngna chivī te shē girvā nātrabā tam chē dāngna shīb sārdē Gōnsā nāvān tāyé tēm dōne devā chānyē shāndē rāb Kēsōne nē mōnān datā jāng tam chē mālēm gōnsā girvā shū Tatā mālē dākē yōnsā gāñchik tē shirū sēm chān bānbā Tatā nē ngā te pāmō tāmbā shīndān zilē Nāvān tāyé gyarē ngōn sāmdā lōntā bāyān dākē tōtō shū Kānyab dākē lōntā rāb tam nē truvā māvō shāb Shokchē nām sēyā samchē nām lā pānbā māmbō yī Sāmbō shabhē mōrāṃ tānbā yé gyavā chōnsā dākē chēsā Kānyab rōvē mōrāṃ gyavā nā kāchā shakē tam chēn chāvā Sāmbhō shabhā nāmgā bē mōrāṃ tāyé tāmbā kāntā tēn rāvā Nirā tabarasha Maham gyarvōnda tām chakū sōn tāyēn rāvā pānā pārshēshā Kanda sāmbhā yānbhā shōrab Gan sōne nā māle tōmbā shō
Next, we're going to do a prayer to Guru Rinpoche, the Sampa Lundrupma.
Rodin Junche Membe Duje Urjan Bama Juna La Solwande Samba Lungi Jumba Jinge Lo Jalwa Chidron Duze Menche Ne Chugya Dungje Dala Madon Bardi Sun Junche Membe Jinge Lo Bugi Chujun Jabwe Nyinche Jalwa Chujo Jungwe Duje Urjan Bama Juna La Solwande Samba Lungi Jumba Jinge Lo Gunya Lana Simbe Kananze Tuje Woge Simje Yongla Mari Lobe Simje Janbebe Nyama Joge Simje Taki Zedong Jinche Mebe Tuje Urjan Bama Jungna La Sohande Samba Lunge Jumba Jinge Lo Dinge Ningme Tala Dubeze Nare Gongre Bege Donla Yeze Sarde Dangla Jibde Yarwa Ziji Diso Musu Jodun Topchen Zebe Tuje Urjan Bama Jungna La Solwande Samba Lunge Jumba Jinge Mabje Dhamma Tsudi Nyingma La Simje Damje Nyonmo Dungara Nyonmo Jonyo Dungara Juje Dede Duna Kede Tuje Deden Turi Jenbe Tuje Urjan Bama Jungna La Solwande Samba Lunge Jumba Jinge Orso Jigbe Mage Takorone Chegoro Nyendo Jigla Tubese Inye Tezo Meba Solwande Urjan Hajin Deje Korgi Orso Mabon Dokora Tezo Me Urjan Bama Jungna La So Samba Lunge Jumba Jinge Lo Simjen Juli Jigbe Najung Se Mize Dunga Nake Nyamba Inye Tezo Meba Solwande Urjan Mange Ladan Yermebe Seze Maye Barche Me Barasa Urjan Bama Jungna La Solwande Samba Lunge Jumba Jinge Lo Jungwa Darlang Sachu Nyambe Se Simje Muge Netki Nyamba Inye Tezo Meba Solwande Urjan Kandro Nala Chobanje Ulpon Chagum Salvara Tezo Me Urjan Bama Jungna La Solwande Samba Lunge Jumba Jinge Lo Lejen Joe Dondo Terdo Nadamze Zalzo Mebe Padingi Inye Tezo Meba Solwande Urjan Idam Nada Irmedbe Pandurum Buye Lumbara Tezo Me Urjan Bama Jungna La Solwande Samba Lunge Jumba Jinge Lo Bayo Nakru Yensa Nyobe Tse Kacharam Buyo Sukshin Lamgang Inye Tezo Meba Solwande Urjan Shida Nyambuye Kurgi Chuze Lamna Tenpara Tezo Me Urjan Bama Jungna La Solwande Samba Lunge Jumba Jinge Lo Taze Damche Dukche Chewa Jen Drokchen Jigbe Changla Jimbe Inye Tezo Meba Solwande Urjan Bao Gingdang Chungmar Je Tukpe Semjen Traba Tezo Me Urjan Bama Jungna La Solwande Samba Lunge Jumba Jinge Lo Sajo Melon Jungwe Bache Ke Juli Nyenji Jigbe Dijungze Inye Tezo Meba Solwande Urjan Jungwa Shi Lamor Je Jungwa Rangsara Shiwara Tezo Urjan Bama Jungna La Solwande Samba Lunge Jumba Jinge Lo Lamchang Jigbe Changla Jimbe Seche Jagba Chenbe Nyenba Na Inye Tezo Meba Solwande Urjan Shakja Shi Gongbar De Zora Mige Ngamsung Lakbar Sha Urjan Bama Jungna La Solwande Samba Lunge Jumba Jinge Lo Gangshik Shetme Mage Takorone Tsonja Nyonbo Dekshi Nyenba Na Inye Tezo Meba Solwande Urjan Dorje Murdan Tenba Shetma Jinje Tsonja Troranju Urjan Bama Jungna La Solwande Samba Lunge Jumba Jinge Lo Namshi Seze Chiwi Dijungze Naje Dunga Drago Nyenba Inye Tezo Meba Solwande Urjan Nawa Taye Jubande Dewa Jinge Shingdo Nyebarage Urjan Bama Jungna La Solwande Samba Lunge Jumba Jinge Lo Shulye Yarbo Shigbe Vardoro Churna Nyingru Dunga Nyenba Inye Tezo Meba Solwande Urjan Desun Kenbe Tuji Churna Rangsar Jowara Tezo Me Urjan Bama Jungna La Solwande Samba Lunge Jumba Jinge Lo Shenyang Lidang Kenge Wanggur Trunangi Burashinjan Dungana, Inyan the Zoma Barasovande, Orjan the Janjabamonde, Dunga Truba Zane Shiwaraja, Orjan Bama, Tunela Suande, Sambalingi, Truba Shingelo, Drudu, Dunga Chamber, Nyambata, Gabaram Beki, Jabon Dunga. Dagum be Dunshu Dabo, Inyan the Zoma Barasovande, Orjan Tuja, Bujum Barasi, Orjan Bama, Junela.
Next is the dedication of merit and aspiration from the Nundro. And this next one is a 4-line prayer to go to Dewa Chen, Amitabha's Pure Land, where Tulku Thondup is now. And this is a prayer he said every single day. So this one, it's short but important. Thank you, everybody, for participating.
Thank you so much, Michael.
Thank you, Michael.
Oh, thank Lydia. She's the one that actually pulled this together.
Thank
No.
you, Lydia. Love.
Oh, look
Thank
at
you,
all
Lydia.
Thank you.
they became Tulku Thondup. Look at that.
Yes.
So wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so
Thank you.
much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
That photograph, the photograph that with Tulku when he was younger with that beautiful